This video is made possible by all these insanely amazing, lovely people that you see right here. Thanks to them, I'm able to do YouTube videos as a full-time job. My channel wouldn't have gone as far as it has without them, so I am eternally grateful for them granting me this incredible gig that I am so lucky to have. And if you like what I do too, it would mean the world to me if you had a look at my Patreon page. There's all kinds of goodies there, like early access to videos, Telegram chats, helping me decide what videos to make, custom art, and a lot more. Otherwise, keep on keeping on, because you're still amazing just for sitting through this clip for me. Alright, it's time for the video, hope you enjoy! Hello, welcome to this bottle episode featuring Glitch the cat, who is now leaving. Just a heads up, Sky High Studios is currently doing a giveaway for a free fursuit to celebrate her reaching 10,000 subscribers. You won't have to budget for a suit if it's free, so go check out that video to learn more about how to enter and all that jazz. Now, I get a lot of people coming to me like, oh Pocari, how do furries afford so many expensive things like fursuits, conventions, travel, even art? It's all so pricey. And yes, there are furries out there that are making quite a nice living and can drop thousands of dollars on a fursuit just at the drop of a hat. Like, for one, I think that's pretty awesome. Like, to get to that position is pretty amazing. You have to work and study very hard to do that, so very big props to them. As for the rest of us though, it does look like a bit of a mystery, but there is this wonderful thing that us adults like to do in the adulting world called budgeting. I find that a lot of videos that tell you about how to save up for a fursuit are just like, get a job, save money. Like, no one teaches you how to budget properly, so that's what I'm going to teach you right now. So this episode may be a bit of a drag. It's going to be very talking intensive, but I promise you, this is going to be a very important thing to learn, not just for furries and the fandom, but for life in general, for affording anything big. Like, I'm surprised they don't teach you this in school. I had to learn all this stuff the hard way and with a lot of help from Kiba, so I'm going to pass my wisdom on to you. So if you're serious about buying something that costs thousands of dollars, like a fursuit, grab a pen and paper because it's time to take some notes. You probably hear the word budget thrown around a lot, and if you're one of my many younger viewers, you're probably still a little bit fuzzy on the meaning, so let's define that. A budget is a financial plan for a defined period of time, usually a year. It may also include planned sales volumes and revenues, resource quantities, costs, expenses, assets, liabilities, and cash flows. Now that's definitely a more business kind of way of looking at it, but it still applies even for personal. So basically it means it's a set, laid out plan for your money for a particular amount of time. You'll understand it more as you go through this video, but two more things from there that I want to quickly explain are assets and liabilities. An asset is something that has a solid worth, so like a car, a big collection of DVDs, a computer, just anything that if a bank took it away from you, they'd be able to turn it into money pretty easily. This comes into play with like credit cards, loans, bank accounts, but that's a whole new ballgame and you really shouldn't be seeking advice from a blue kangaroo for that one. However, liabilities will be relevant in this video. A liability is a cost that you absolutely must pay. Otherwise, you would get in big trouble with someone, like even legally, or it would significantly hinder your life. In other words, bills. You know, like rent, electricity, water, loan repayments, petrol, your phone bill, internet, just all that lovely, happily, lovely, jubbly stuff. So to afford things that are going to take a bit of saving, you need to work out where each money is going what and how much you're going to have left over. So you're going to have a set plan on what's going on, which is a budget. So you have to work out how much money you're making, like per week or per month. Work out what liabilities you have to pay, you know, all those bills. Work out any extra spending money you might want. And what you have left is what can go towards the more expensive things you want. And then you can work out how long it's going to take to be able to afford them. So let me walk you through an example. So let's say you want a fursuit. You're done, you're set, you're like, I want a fursuit. And let's say you don't want to spend more than $3,000 on a fursuit, so that would mean that your allocated fursuit budget is $3,000. So you need to find a maker that's going to fit in your price range by either checking their price guides on their websites or send in a quote form. But first, every time I mention quotes, I always get bombarded with comments asking what it is. So basically, a quote is the exact amount of money you have to pay for something. And this is what you'll need for things that will fluctuate in price. So like, say your air conditioning unit breaks. You get a tech over, he opens it up, has a look, works out what's broken, what parts it's going to need, how long it's going to put them in and fix it, and gives you a price for that. That price he gives you is your quote. And the cost of fursuits will vary because makers have varying amounts of skill. However many markings you have, if your markings are really intricate, it's going to take more time and that's going to up the cost. If it's a species that they haven't made before, that's going to take more time and up the cost. Like, there's a whole lot of things that will determine how much your suit will cost. So don't look at base prices and be like, yep, cool, that's my price, that's how much my suit's going to be, because those are the base prices. That's where they start. If you want something for that price, you're going to have to get something extremely basic, just a black wolf or something. So to find out exactly how much it's going to be, you have to send in for a quote, which the maker may or not be open for because calculating quotes does take a lot of time. And if you're only sending in a quote, like you're not intending to go through with a commission just yet, please say so. It doesn't leave the maker hanging, and it's just the polite thing to do. So now that's out of the way. So let's say you had a look at some price guides, you got some quotes, and you've determined that $2,800 is a good safe amount to save up for. Sweet. How long is that going to take? So that's what we're about to work out. Perhaps you work a part-time job, you make anywhere between $300 to $500 a week. So I put that down as like $400 a week just to be safe, maybe $350 if you know you're on the lower end, but for this example, we'll say $400. And then 400 times 4 equals $1,600, so that means you make $1,600 a month, which might make you go, oh, sweet, it's only gonna take me 2 months to get a fursuit. Sadly no, sadly not. Unfortunately, with life comes other bills and expenses, which we need to calculate into the budget. So we need to work out how much you spend in a month. So first we will calculate all your liabilities. Remember what those were? You know, the things you have to pay, so like your electricity bill, your rent, and all that. For the sake of this example, let's say we only have to pay rent. We live with someone who's paying utilities for us, and let's say our rent per week is $150. Now, what other monthly costs do we have? Oh yeah, we got Netflix. Netflix, that's $11 a month. Every fortnight, we go to a dance class, that's $30 a fortnight. We also do our weekly shopping, that's $70, but we also like to put another $30 aside in case we like to go out for dinner. And then another $30 just as a buffer for any spending, or like if your mouse breaks or need extra groceries, just all those little unexpected things. So if we add that all up, and if my math is correct, which it most likely isn't, but you still get the idea, that means we spend $1,191 a month on things, which gives us $409 that we can put away every month to save for a fursuit, which isn't that bad, to be honest. If you want, you could even increase that a bit by like cutting out the $30 that you've put away for eating out, or like sell all those dusty games you haven't been using. So with that, we divide our $2,800 goal by 400 a month, which gives us 6.8, which means it'll take us about 7 months to have the full amount for a fursuit. Which might sound like a long time, but that's actually pretty average, I reckon. Maybe a little bit shorter, but yeah, there are a lot of us that will save for that long, and sometimes even longer. Plus, a lot of the time, you're gonna be waiting for your fursuit maker to open anyway. But let's just say your first choice maker just opened for commissions, but you're only halfway through your savings. You've only got $1,400, but this maker isn't gonna open for like another 2 years. What do we do? You've got two options. Either bite the bullet and pass on this maker, or you can see if they do payment plans. I love payment plans so much, and it's how I got most of my suits. So what you'll do is you'll pay a non-refundable deposit, which is usually about 30% of whatever your total cost is, and then you either do weekly payments, monthly payments, or the maker will give you like a time frame for you to pay it off. So this way you've secured a spot with your maker and you don't have to pay it all off in one big lump sum. Now do keep in mind that makers are generally more inclined to take on the commissions that can be paid all in one go, but payment plans are a really good option too if it is something they offer. Congratulations! You now know how to responsibly afford a giant fluffy animal costume. Now, this works in all aspects of life as well. As soon as you know how much money you're making in a week or a month and then how much you're spending, buying expensive thing gets a lot easier because then you'll know what you can and can't afford. Say like conventions, for example. Work out the costs for your travel, so like your flights or your petrol. Work out your hotel costs, the registration for the con, some money for food, some money for booze, some spending money for the dealer's den. Then you've got your one big round number that you know to save up for using your budget, and you can work out how long that's going to take. Because when you can comfortably afford things at a con, the con is just so much nicer. Like, it's so much more stress-free. And take it from me, going to a con where the only spending money you have is for a loaf of bread and some jam, so you literally don't die of starvation, is not the most fun. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. And of course, outside the fandom, saving for a car, saving for a holiday, saving for a nicer bed, saving for a gaming console, saving to upgrade your computer. There is so much you can do when you know how much you have to save. It's just so much nicer knowing what you can afford, or if you can afford it, when you're gonna have it, like when you can have the thing, much less stress, do the budget thing, be the adult that you're supposed to be. Actually, you're probably very young. A lot of my viewers are really young. Be the adult that you're going to be. So there you have it. That's life lessons with Pocari. So I hope this video helped you in one way or another. The hardest part out of all of this is, you know, getting the income in the first place, getting a job, selling art. Like, I'm not going to be able to tell you how to do that because that's different for everyone. So do everything you can, or as much as you want to do, to be able to get a job that you want, to get the income you want. Yeah. So put your pen and your paper down now. There's going to be a test about this on Monday. It's going to be half your grade, so study hard. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!